Welcome to Mahila Samaja online class, 9th standard second language English. The topic is It Never Comes Again. The poet is Richard Henry Stoddard. About the poet, Richard Henry Stoddard was born in 1825 and passed away in 1903. He was an American critic and poet. He became a blacksmith and later an iron moulder, reading a lot of poetry at the same time. In 1849, he gave up his industrial trades and began to write for a living. His poetical work is sincere, original, and marked by delicate fancy and felicity of form, and his songs have given him a high and permanent place among American lyric poets. So, here Richard Henry Stoddard was born in 1825 and passed away in 1903. He was an American critic and poet. So, he was an American critic, means writing about criticism, and then he became a poet, writing about poems. He became a blacksmith and later, first he was a blacksmith. He was working, blacksmith means one who works in this iron, and later an iron moulder. Then in reading the lot of poetry, and at the same time, in 1849 he gave up industrial trades. He gave up his blacksmith and iron moulder, all the trade he gave up, and he began to start writing the poems and living on that poems itself. His poetical works is sincere, means he has put a lot of skill, hard work towards his writing the poems. Poetical means a different change. Original and marked means poetical, a different style, and did not copy from the others as a style of work. Of delicate fancy and felicity of form. In a different way, as a modern poet, he has written many poems, and his poems have been written as songs and given him a high and permanent place, a very good position, a ranking position among American lyric poets. Lyric means the feeling songs, the feeling of the persons, that is called as lyric, as he's got a very good place in American lyric poets. Next, before you go to the poem, you have a short story. Read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. 4 friends were there: Raju, Akbar, John, and Mohan. They are looking sad. All the 4 friends are very sad. What has happened to them? Each one of them has lost something. Say they have lost something in their lifetime. What is that? Raju, first one, Raju lost his cricket bat. Raju has lost his cricket bat, so he is very sad, which he was very fond of. Fond means favorite, favor of. He was very, very favorite of his bat, and he has lost it. Second one, Akbar. Akbar had a very good story book, and he lost it when by mistake it fell into a pond. Akbar had a very good storybook, and suddenly by mistake it has fallen into a pond, and he is very sad. Third one, John. John lost his collection of rare stamps which he had collected over a few years. Maybe he has collected from 5 to 6 years or like that, and he has lost all the stamps, collection of stamps. It is a hobby, and he has lost the stamps, and he is so sad. Last one, Mohan. Mohan is looking sad because he has lost his mother, who died of a massive heart attack. So he is very sad. The first question, whose loss do you think is the greatest? So it is the loss of Mohan. It is the loss of Mohan. Why? I will tell you. Second question, why do you think the loss of other things is not that important? Because other things, Raju lost cricket bat, you can get it in the shop. Akbar lost a storybook, you can get it in the shop. John lost the rare stamps, you can get it by collecting from your friends or other things. But Mohan has lost his mother. That is, you can never get a mother, a living thing, a mother, you cannot get it a living thing in the shop. It is something which is very precious. She has given birth to us, she has brought up, and so he has lost his mother and in a heart attack, and he never gets his mother again. So that is very important. We cannot get our mother back. The last question, which of the loss can be compensated and which cannot be? I told you, Raju's cricket bat, Akbar's storybook, and John collection of stamps you can compensate, but not your mother. You cannot compensate a mother. So these are the things. Questions? Okay. Next, moving to the introduction of the poem. So here the introduction of the poem tells, youth is the best period of life. It is the sweetest phase of life. It fills a person with dreams. One should make the best use of one's youth, because when it is gone, much of one's strength is gone. So this is the introduction, very simple, and it is given in only 3 or 4 lines, but you should understand it. Introduction is, youth is the best period of human life. Means till the age of 35 to 40, we are having best period of life, means we are having good energy, we can do what we aim, the aim which we are having in our life, we have good strength. So that is what youth is the best period of human life. Even the scientist Abdul Kalam, Bhagat Singh, the freedom fighter, everybody tell that youth is the best time for the human life. It is sweetest phase of life, because you can achieve anything in the life at that time. It fills a person with dreams. Whatever you think, whatever you want to become, you can do at the time of youth. One should make the best use of one's youth, because it is gone, much of one's strength is gone. So before 40 years, after 40, you are gentleman or you are a little bit aged, or responsibility comes to your life, so you cannot do at that time anything, achieve something. So if you want to achieve, you should achieve in the time of youth, because when it is gone, never you will get that strength back again. So this is the concept of the poem. I think you have understood. Moving to the glossary. First one, balms, means something that helps you to relax. Second one, sterner, means stronger, you are very strong. Reign means period of ruling period is called as reign. Vanished means disappeared. Next one, sigh means a long deep breath showing disappointment. We do some action when we are having a long breath, that is called as sigh. Next one, in vain means without success, that is called in vain, without success. The last one, behold, look at or see. Behold means look at something or seeing at something. Next, coming to the poem. It never comes again. It never comes again. This poem is for memorization. Very short, 15 lines poem, 3 stanza. So the poet is Richard Henry Stoddard. The first stanza I'll read and I'll explain. It is of one stanza is of 5 lines. So it is 15 lines. The first stanza I will read. There are gains for all our losses. There are balms for all our pain. But when youth, the dream, departs, it takes something from our hearts, and it never comes again. The first stanza describes like this: there are gains for all our losses. Means there are gains, we have gains and loses. Means in this poem you can see all the opposites of the life. There are gains, means till 40 you can gain something, and after that you are losing everything. So there are losses also. When you gain something, you have to lose something. So that is the first line. The second line, there are balms for all our pain, means we have pain in the life. For all that you have balms, means to cure that. To cure that you have some which helps you to relax. So when there is hard work, you have to take rest. When there is something which you do hard, you have to take rest. That means you have pain. When there is hard work, definitely you will have pain. You will not be happy after doing a hard work. So there will be pain to our body. Next, but when youth, the dream departs. But after youth, you cannot dream, you cannot do that work. It will be departed, means it is gone. You cannot get it again. That is called as, it never comes again. It takes something from our hearts. So after that youth period goes away, you cannot do anything. So it goes from our hearts. And it never comes again. Again if you call or again whatever you do, that youth period will not come to us. Then the second stanza, we are stronger and are better under manhood's sterner reign. Still we feel that something sweet followed youth with flying feet and will never come again. So the second stanza tells we are stronger and we are better at the time of youth. At least we are stronger or else we are better. So something is better in the youth time. So we are stronger, we are having much strength, courage. We are having courage, we are having strength, we are having energy to do and achieve our work. Under manhood's sterner reign means we are stronger at that time, so we can rule anything. We can rule and we can do some politician work, a poet work, something which is better than nothing, they tell. Like that you can do any type of work and rule any work at that time, in the youth time. Still we feel that stronger, something sweeter. At that time, whatever we do, we feel that we have done very good work, we have achieved, and we feel we are very happy and our life is very sweet at the time of youth. Because we are strong, we are young, we look so good, we are very, very happy at the time of youth. Next, followed youth with flying feet means we are very happy. Whatever, we can fly also. At the time of youth, we think we can fly, means we feel that we should go in a parachute or in a flight or something, so that we feel we are own flying, having wings. The last line, and will never come again. So after that youth passes away, after 40 or 45 plus, we will not have the energy, or we will cannot do anything at that time. The last stanza, something beautiful is vanished. So after our youth passes away, what we feel, something beautiful is vanished. Vanished means disappeared. Something is disappearing after 40, because we lose all our energy. All our energy will be lost, and so we are thinking something is gone over. Some beautiful thing goes after the youth period, and we sigh for it in vain. So after that, we have did a lot of work during the youth time. After that passes away, we breathe the last breath. Yes, I am tired, I am doing all the work, so let me take rest. So we feel like that and we sigh. Sigh means have a breath, long or deep breath, showing disappointment. Everything is over. Here afterwards, let me have some responsibility in family, responsibility look after my society, responsibility look after my parents. So we will have responsibility on earth, and even in the next third line, we behold it everywhere. So we can have that strength everywhere, not only when we are in our place, wherever we go, we can show our strength of a youth. After that, the fourth line, on the earth and in the air. I told you, not only in our own place, our own society, our state, we can move anywhere and everywhere on the earth. It is free on the earth to move, and in the air. I told you, in the parachute or in the mountaineering or in the flight or like that, we can move and show our energy. As the Navy Force, Air Force and all, like that we can show our energy. But the last line, but it never comes again. After the youth passes away, after the youth vanishes, we will never get our energy. So only if we want to do anything in our lifetime, we can do it in the time of youth period. It is very beautiful, it is very good. Our mind will be very matured, we will know what is good or what is right, and we can do it because we have courage, we have confidence, we have faith. We can do that work and complete our work. So very beautiful poem. It should be memorized. I think children, you have understood the poem. If you have not understood, take the textbook, read each and every line and take the dictionary and see the meanings and try to find how to find the meanings from the dictionary. You have to use your dictionary. When you come to high school, 8th, 9th and 10th, you should have your pocket dictionary in your bag, and you should read that. Whenever you come across some hard words or new words, read the dictionary. Every day at least 5 dictionary words you have to write and practice. Then only you will get knowledge, then only you will know the meaning of the new words. Coming to your assignment. The poem has wonderful message. Read it again and discuss your views on the following questions with your partners. The first question, what happens when youth departs? What happens when youth departs? The second question, how does a person feel when it is youthful? When he is youth, how does he feel is the second question. Third question, the poet says, we sigh in vain. Why? We sigh in vain. Why we do some action after the period of youth? The fourth question, where does a person look for youth after it is gone? The fifth question, why does a poet compare losses and gains with youth? The last question, what is the message of the poem? So these are the 6 questions that should be answered as your assignment. Complete this work and get it corrected at the allotment period of time. I think you have understood, children. Thank you for listening to the poem.